Good afternoon and welcome to Master Talker online class. In today's video, we'll be solving this simple problem. Okay, so this is number one question and this is number two question. Okay, solution for number one question, they say we should simplify this. They say we should simplify 5 plus 8 plus bracket minus 7 minus 6. Okay, now first of all, let us clear the bracket. Plus minus is minus, so this is what 5 plus 8, okay, minus 7 minus 6. Okay, so you can just press it direct and get your answer, or you separate them. You can separate them by saying 5 plus 8 together minus into, if you bring out minus here, I'm having 7. If you bring out in fact minus minus is plus, that's why I have plus 7. Minus minus again plus 6. Okay, so which means you will now have this plus this is 13 minus this plus this will give you I think another 13. So the answer is what? 0. Okay, as simple as that. So let's go to the next one. So I have a 5 plus 8 minus 7 minus 6, 0. Okay, so let's go to the next one. That is for number one. Number two, says, please, if today is your first day of watching our video, please consider subscribing. Please consider subscribing. Okay, so number 2 said minus 2 minus 5 minus into 4 plus 15 minus 80. Okay, first of all, let me decide to open the bracket with this minus, because anything that is very close to the bracket, that is what you use in opening the bracket. If I have 2 in bracket of something, I'm opening it with 2, so I'm multiplying every word by 2. So but the closest something there is minus, so I'm multiplying by minus. So I'm having minus 2 minus 5. This time this will give you minus 4. This time this will give you minus 15. This time this will give you plus what? 80. So if you now do this thing, you now have, let me bring out minus outside. If I bring out minus outside, minus will give you 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 15. Okay, plus 15. Then this one is staying alone, plus 80. Okay, now if you do everything in that bracket, I'm going to have 15, 20, 24, 26. So this is now minus 26 plus 80. So which will give you the answer. Or you just press all these things together and get your answer. They are still the same thing. So I'm having 54. Or you press it the way it is. Let us press it the way it is. You can press it by saying minus 2 minus 5 minus 4 minus 15 then plus 80. You're going to still have the same 54. That is for number 2. So let's talk about number 3. Number 3 solution. Number 3, that is C. Number C. Okay, number C, I'm having 8 plus 16 plus 14. Okay, in fact we are not opening with any brackets because there is nothing beside the bracket, so you can just remove the bracket the way it is, or you can just get this plus this then add it to this. Okay, so this plus this, let's solve the bracket first because of board mass, but even if you do not solve the bracket first, you will still get the same answer because there is nobody here and the plus does not change anything. So 8 plus 16 first of all gave us 24, so I'm having 24 plus 14. So 24 plus 14 will give us 38. So that is that. Very simple. So the next one we'll look at is number D. Number D said 0 minus 9 plus 0 minus 12. Okay, now I can do this, or this is 0 minus 9. This and this will give you then plus, this and this will give you minus 12. Okay, which is what? 0 minus 9 plus minus is minus, so minus 12. So which is minus 21. As simple as that. Minus 21, as simple as that. So next one, E. The E said minus 7 over 16 plus 2 over 7 minus 3 over 5 plus 18. You can make it 18 over 1. Okay, now you can decide to solve the bracket first, then use this plus to clear, or use this plus to clear and solve everything once. You will still get the same answer. So So any way you like it, but I want to clear everything once. Minus 7 over 16 plus is what? Plus 2 over 7 plus minus is what? Minus 3 over what? 5 plus what? 81, okay, 18 over 1. So if you look at it, the next thing you do is to find the LCM. The LCM of all these things is nothing can divide. So the LCM is simply by multiplying everybody. That is 16 times 7 times 5. So I'm having 560. So this is 560. Now 560 divided by 16, then times 7. Okay, the one down is divide, while the one up is multiply. So 560 divided by 16. Okay, that's 35 times 7. You have minus 245. Okay, that is that. The same thing is what you are going to do in the other side. Divided by 7, then times 2. Okay, so 560 divided by 7, then times 2. You have 160 plus 160 minus the next thing again. 560 divided by 5 times 3. So 560 divided by 5, then times 3. So I'm having 336. I'm having 336. Then last but not the least, plus the next one is 560 divided by 1, then times 18. So 560 divided by 1, then times 18. So I'm having 10,000, 10,008, 10,008. So now add everything the way it is. Just press it the way it is. Minus 243 plus this minus this plus this. Okay, so I'm going to say, I want to start from here, plus, okay, this answer minus 336 plus 160 minus 245. So I'm having 9659 divided by 560. So that is that. So if you want to get your answer in fraction, in a mixed fraction, you can say this thing now divided by this answer we got divided by 560. I'm having 17 whole number okay, sorry, 59659 divided by 560. I'm having 17 whole number. Whole number 139 over 560. Okay, so how did I get that? By saying 5659 divided by 560. Okay, sorry, 9659 divided by 560. I got 17 point blah blah blah. So I wrote the whole number part 17. I now say, since I've written 17, I now write that answer minus 17. It gave me 0 point something something something. Then I now say that answer they gave me times 560. That's how you get the remainder. Okay, so that is that. So the next one, number what? Number F. Now for number F said root 8 plus 2 root 5. Okay, then minus root 75 plus 9 root 2. Now the first thing you do in solve is to reduce it to the lowest solve. If I reduce 8, look at how to reduce 8. 8, 2 divide 4, 2 divide 2, 2 divide 1. Anybody that is double will stay outside, but anybody that is single will stay inside. So I have double here. I'll take one of them, 2 staying outside. Then the other 2 is single, so it will stay inside. So root 8 is the same as 2 root 2. Okay, then plus, bring down this one, 2 root 5 minus, let's do 75, sorry, 75, 3 divide is 25, 5 divide is 5, 5 divide is 1. Now I'm taking 5 is double. I can take one of the 5 outside, then 3 is single, remain inside. Okay, then bring this one down, plus 9 root 2. Now in sword, only like sword can add or subtract. Only like sword can add or subtract. You can go to my video on sword for you to understand this. What do I mean by only like sword can add or subtract? Anyone that has the same thing inside That's what can add or subtract. So this plus this will give you what? 11 root 2. And what we add is only the coefficient. We add only the coefficient. So 2 plus 9 will give you what? 11, then root 2. Leave the rest the way they are because they can never add or subtract. They can never add or subtract. Why? Because they don't have the same thing inside. They don't have the same thing inside. So this is the answer to this question. So the next one, for more understanding and more example, go to my video on sword. So now for this one, go to my video on mathematical analysis. No, arithmetic processes. Okay, to understand this one better, go to my video on arithmetic processes. Okay, then the next one said 19 in bracket of 14 divided by 7 then plus 5. Okay, so the answer is very simple. This is 19 here in bracket of this divided by this will give you 2 then plus what? 5. So 19 times 2 will give you, that is 38 plus 5, which is what? 38 plus 5, so which is 43. Okay, as simple as that. So the next one, H said 2 divided by 15 times 7 divided by minus 25. Okay, this is very simple. Now first of all, let's get the bracket. 2 divided by 15 times 7. 15 times 7, what do you have? 15 times 7. So I'm having 3605 divided by what? Minus 25. Okay, so what do we do now? Now we can change divide to times. We can change divide to times by saying these two now means 2 times 1 over 3605. Okay, then times 1 over minus 25. So if you look at the numerator, see that the only thing at the numerator is now 2 times 1 times 2, which is 2 all over. This time this will give you times 25. So I'm having 9 minus 90125. Okay, so my answer is now plus minus is minus, then 2 over 90125. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. So let's go to the next one. I question. I question. Before we go to question number 2, I question. I said 36 in bracket of 7 over 18 plus 9. Okay, then divided by 6. Okay, so now the first thing you do is to resolve the bracket. So I'm having 36 in bracket of, the LCM is 18. Now 18 divided by itself is 1. 1 times 7 is 7 plus 18 divided by 1 is 18. 18 times 9. 18 times 9. 18 times 9. I'm having 162. Okay, then divided by what? 6. So what do I have? 36 in bracket of plus 7. So I'm having 169 over 18. Okay, then what? Times, change divide to times, this one will turn around 1 over 6. So my answer is now, if you look at this, now bracket means times. So this is what? 36 times 169 over 18, then times 1 over what? 6. Okay, so now 6 cancel itself 1, 6 cancel here 6, 6 cancel itself 1, 6 cancel here, think is 3 times 6 is 18, 3. So we are left with what? 169 divided by 3. 169 divided by 3. So 169 divided by 3. Okay, so it can go. So my answer is now 169 over 3. As simple as that. 169 over 3. So if you want to get your answer in mixed fraction, you have 169 divided by 3. I'm having 56. 6 point blah blah blah. So I'll just say 56. Then minus that 56. That's your answer. Minus that 56. You get 0 point something. Then times that 3 you are dividing with. So I'm having 1. So 1 over 3. So that is that. So the next one is the last question there. Let me see. So J question, which is the last question there. The J question said 7 raised to power minus 2 times 49. Now in indices, to remove minus, in fact let me break this one down. 49 means 7, 7, 7, 1. So I'm dividing with 7 and they are 2 in number. You can go to my video on indices for you to understand better. So 7 raised to power minus 2 times 7 raised to power 2. Okay? And there is what indices said. Indices said if the base are the same thing, that I can add the power. So I can take one of the base and now say minus 2 plus this one 2. Okay? Because of times I'm adding. So what do you have now? You now have minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So which is 7 raised to power 0. And according to indices, something raised to power 0 is giving me what? 1. So 1 is the answer. You can solve it in another way by saying 7 raised to power 2 times 49, which is what? Sorry, minus 2. Indices said if I want to remove minus, it's going to be reciprocal, which is 1 over 7 raised to power 2 times that same 49 over 1. Okay? And 7 raised to power 2 is 49, which is what? 1 over 49 times 49 over 1. So 1 times 49, 49 all over 49 times 1, 49. Whenever something divides itself 1, you see, we got the same answer. So the next thing we'll look at is that number 2. So let me clean number 1. Okay, let's go to the main job, number 2. Now for number 2, there are certain things you need to know for number 2. Number 2 said, state with reason if the set, or this set, okay, is a field or not. Now the question is, what is a field? Okay, a field F containing at least 2 elements. In fact, a field, for something to be a field, it must pass some certain properties. The first property is called the commutative additive property. Okay, commutative additive property. Now when you say something is commutative, means in Igbo they said, in Igbo is akanri kwa akepe akwa akanri. If the left hand side wash the right hand side, the right hand side will wash the left hand side. That is commutative. That's for addition, that x plus y must be equal to y plus x. That is when we say that something is what? Additive commutative, because we are using addition. Okay, so the next one is in fact, for something to be a field, that thing must pass the properties of addition and multiplication for it to be a field. Okay, it must pass the properties of addition and multiplication for you to conclude that it is a field. So the properties are x plus y and y plus x. That is, this one is called additive commutative. Okay, then number two is called associative. Associative means the three, that if I have x plus y plus z, that both of them being together first, add these two first, use the answer and add this. You see the same thing as saying x plus y plus z, plus z, add the last two and then use the answer to add this. Are they the same thing? If they are the same thing, then you are past that law, and that law is called additive associative. Additive associativity. Associative. Okay, because we're using addition. So the third one is identity element. Okay, what do I mean by identity? In fact, let me call it additive identity element must exist. What do I mean by additive identity element? Means for any element x, you add it with an element e. Okay, that you are going to get e adding by that element, and you're going to get yourself. What do I mean by that? If I say that x plus any element, or that element plus x, that I'm getting back that x, then we call it that what? That e, that element e is what? An additive what? Identity element. Identity element. Okay. So now in addition, the identity element for addition is 0, because x plus 0 is same as saying 0 plus any number x, which will give you what? X. So any number in this slide plus 0, or 0 plus any number in this slide, you get that number back. 2 plus 0 is the same as 0 plus 2, which is same as what? 2. So 0 is what? That 0 is what is called the identity element. So the next one we'll talk about is what? Additive inverse. Additive inverse means if there is an element x, watch, okay, an element x, and then you add it with another element. How do I put it now? Okay, associativity. Okay, you add it with another element minus x, that it will give you that identity element. Are you getting it now? Or let me say, okay, let me not just put it like this, okay, let me say that x with any element, let me call that element y, that if you add it, that you're going to get the identity element, okay, and that element you got now is called the what? Additive inverse, okay, and the only additive inverse we know is minus itself. So therefore, if you look at this now, we know that the identity element for addition is 0. So if I say x plus y is equal to identity element here is what? 0. So therefore, y will now be what? 0 minus x. This one crossing. So y is now what? Minus x. So which means that minus x is called additive inverse. Additive inverse. Okay? This is called an additive inverse. So all these things I'm showing you are properties of a field. Okay, now this one are all addition property. For it to be a field, it must pass two things: addition and multiplication what? Properties. So for multiplication property is the same thing, multiplicative commutative, which is what? That x times y must give you what? Y times x, and we call it what? Multiplicative commutative. Okay, we can write it multiplicative commutative. Then the next one is what? Associativity. That if I say x times y together like this, then I now use it at times z, will I get the same thing as saying x times when I say y times z? Okay, y times z. So once they are the same thing, we call it what? Multiplicative associativity. So the next one is what? Multiplicative identity element. A multiplicative identity element said that that x times any identity element, okay, will give me that identity element times x, which will give me back x. Okay, and a multiplicative identity element, the only element that you can times with something and get yourself is 1. So because if you say that x times 1 is same as 1 times x, which will give you back x, so 1 is what? A multiplicative identity element. Okay, so you have to note that what? 1 is a multiplicative identity element. Okay, I'm just explaining some things. I've not started solving the question. I'm just explaining some things for you. So the next one is that is inverse, multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse said, like the other one, that x times any element y will give you back that element times x, which will give you the identity element. So let us check it now. So if we say that x times y is giving me the identity element for multiplication is 1, it's giving me 1. So therefore divide everybody by y so that x will stay alone. So divide everybody by x, sorry, so that y that I'm looking for, that element that I'm looking for, will stay alone. So this cancel this to mean that y is equal to what? 1 over x, which is taken as what? X to the power minus 1. So 1 over x, or x to the power minus 1, is what we call what? Multiplicative inverse, because any element times 1 over itself must give you the identity element. Okay, so that 1 over x is called the what? Identity element. And note that in this case, that x must not be 0. Please, you must know that x must not be 0, because 0 divided by 0 is undefined. So you must know that x must not be 0. So in all these things I explained, all these things are just what? Addition and multiplication properties. So any element, any set that qualifies to be a field must pass through all these things. If all these things work, then we can say that what? That set is what? A field. And in the set of number system, go to my video on number system. The 6 number system we have is what? The natural numbers, the integers, the rational numbers, the real numbers, and the complex number. There are 5. But there's an opposite of this man. We don't include it here, but we need to know it. The opposite of this man is called Q prime, which is the irrational numbers. Now, out of these 3, or out of all of them, only these 3 are filled. Only these 3 are filled, because only these 3 pass through all these things. Okay, so if you look at this, C prime or C complement is an irrational number. Irrational numbers are not filled. Okay, so I've started answering the question. My reason is because it does not pass the properties of what is it called? It does not pass the addition and the multiplication properties. How do I put it for you to really understand it? Let me look for a way to make it more explanatory. Okay, or let me say they are not closed under addition and or multiplication. Okay, they are not closed under addition or multiplication. Do I say closed? Or in fact, they don't pass through that process. Look at that. Let me get 2 irrational numbers that I know. For example, 2 irrational numbers that I know. See why I say that A is not a field. This is not a field. Why? Because, let me give you an example. For it to be a field, there is a property I know, that's the multiplicative property I know, that said any element from here times itself, must be closed. Okay, I need to even give you closure. Closure said when 2 elements from here, if y multiplied by, please, you must know that if the first law is even closure, that x plus y, will give me an element z, and that x and y is coming from the set A. In fact, all of them must come from the set Z. X, y, and z. X, y, and z must be coming from the set A. Let me show you how you need to know this. Closure means, okay, I have a set A. If I take 2 elements, x and y, which are elements of what? That A, and I add them, okay, I must get the answer I get. Let me say that the answer I get z. That z I get as the answer must equally be an element of this set. That is what is closure. Like, for example, now a set of natural number, for instance, okay, if I pick 1 is a natural number, plus 2 is a natural number. 1 plus 2 will give me what? 3. Is 3 equally an element of this natural number? Yes. Therefore, we can say that what? That natural number is closed under addition. I'm just giving you with just one example so that you understand. Okay, so pick any 2 elements from the set you are talking about, add them together. If the answer is giving me an element in that same set, we conclude that that set is closed under that operation. You can go to my video on binary operation. It will help you to understand it very well. This one for addition. For multiplication means pick any 2 elements from here. If you multiply them, you are still getting the third element you are getting must equally be an element of that same set. Okay, so but it doesn't work for here. Let me give you an example. Let me pick 2 elements. Is root 2 an irrational number? Yes. Times root 2 again, which is an irrational number. Now root 2 times root 2 is giving me just 2, but 2 is not an element of an irrational number. Root 2 alone is not an irrational number, so it is not closed under multiplication. Therefore it is not a field. You see what happened now? It is not a field. But this man real numbers are filled. Real numbers are filled. They pass. In fact, they pass all those properties. They are filled. Okay, this is a field. Is a field. Why? Because it passed through all the properties of addition and multiplication. So C, now C said R itself union the irrational number. Okay, now this man is found inside this man, so the union of them will still give me that R. It's still giving me that R, and we say that R is a field, so this one is equally a field. Therefore this man is a field. Okay, number D said R minus the rational numbers. If you remove the rational numbers from the real number, what is remaining is the irrational numbers, because real numbers are the combination of the rational and irrational numbers. Okay, if you combine the rational numbers and irrational numbers, you are getting the what? The real numbers. Okay, so which means if you remove the real numbers from if you remove the rational numbers from the real numbers, you are getting an irrational number. An irrational number is not a field, so therefore that one is not a field. So since Q prime or Q complement is not a field, comma, R minus Q is not a field. So it's not a field. So the next one we look at is number E. Number E said Q. Yes, Q is a field. Q is a field. I told you that it's only these three that is a field, but the other three is not a field. This one, and this one is not a field. So Q is a field. Is a field. F said natural number. Natural numbers are not field. Is not a field. Why? Let me tell you why natural numbers are not a field. I can clean here. Let me clean here. Let me tell you why natural numbers are not a field. Now, for natural number will not pass all the multiplicative properties. They may pass the additive property, but they cannot pass the multiplicative properties. Why? Because, in fact, it is not closed under multiplication. Why? Because a closure in multiplication said if x and y are elements of the natural numbers, okay? Now, closure said that x times y must give me maybe an element z, but that z must equally be an element of a natural number. Is that true? Yes. Well, let us do something. Okay, is it closed under multiplication? Pick any two elements in a natural number, 1 and 2. Okay, no, it is closed under this. Let's check the it does not have, yes, it does not have multiplicative inverse. Yes, it doesn't have multiplicative inverse. Look at what I mean by that. That in multiplicative inverse said that x times any element y, okay, must give me y times that element. Or let me say x times any element e is equal to what? E times any element x, which will give me back that x. Okay, so in a natural number, can you give me any number from the natural number that if you multiply it by any number you get that number? It's not possible. You know, the set of natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, blah 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 to infinity. Pick any two number here that if you multiply it, that you will get itself. Is not possible. Like 1 for example times, there is nothing. Okay, let me say 2 for example. 2 times, the only thing that can give me, and you know that the multiplicative inverse, no, this is for identity element. What am I saying? No, this is for identity element, and the identity element of this is 1. I'm talking about inverse. Look at what I'm saying. That x times any element y will give you y times any element x, must give me back the identity element. So which means that x times y is giving me the identity element for multiplication is 1. What do I mean by this now? Can you pick any two elements from the natural number that when you multiply them you get 1? Is not possible. Pick any two elements in the natural number that when you multiply them you get 1. All of them will not work. Some will work. The only one that can work is by saying 1 times 1, which is 1. But apart from this one, no one again can work. Try it. It's not possible. So therefore, you see why I said that it doesn't work. It does not work. You can say that my reason is that x dot 1 over x is equal to e. But 1 over x is not an element of the natural number. This can be your reason. Okay? Or you say that what? Natural number does not have multiplicative inverse. Does not have multiplicative inverse. Okay? It doesn't have multiplicative inverse. So the next one, number z, the same thing goes to z. Z is a set of integers, which is a ... minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2 1 2 and 3 ... So the same thing, the same reason for n is the same reason for z. They don't have multiplicative inverse. Okay, so z is not a field. Z is not a field. So h is a complex number. Yes, complex number is a field. Complex number is a field. Now the next one said r minus, this thing means minus q prime is certain as what? Q. Because I told that r is the combination of this man. So this one minus this one will give you this one. Like we said before, that this one minus this one gave us this one. So since q, which is rational numbers, is a field, therefore r minus q prime or complement is equally a field. Okay, so that is that. So let's go to the next question. Okay, I can click here. So the next question, we've answered 2, 3, so 5, 6, 8, 5, 6, and 8. Where is 5? Okay, 5. 5 said, the absolute value of x minus 15 is equal to 20. Okay, the absolute value of x minus 15 is equal to 20. Okay, so what do? We can say that minus 20 is equal to x minus 15, and x minus 15 is equal to 20. So okay, so what do we have now? We are now having a what? Minus 20 minus 20, this one crossing here, you have what? Plus 15 is equal to what? X. And then x here is equal to what? 20 plus 15. So therefore x here is equal to what? 35. And x here is equal to minus 5 is equal to x. So therefore x is equal to minus 5 or 35. As simple as that. So to remove this absolute value, just say minus anything here, the negative of this side is equal to this, comma, then you now go like this. Just very simple. Put the negative of this the other side, like something like this, like saying minus 20 is equal to x minus 15, which is equal to 20. Okay, just equally put equal to here and put minus 20 to remove this line called absolute value. So solve this side separately and solve this side separately. That's what I did to get these two answers. Okay, so the next one said the B question said that 20 minus the absolute value of x plus 51 is equal to what? 15. Before I do anything, let me take this one to this side. So I'm having these people moving here and this one coming here. So I'm having 20 minus 15 is equal to what? Absolute value of x plus 51. Okay, I want this one to be positive. That's why I moved it here to move this one here. So this minus this is giving me 5 is equal to absolute value of x minus x plus what? 51. Okay, so now what do you do? The same method. Say what? 5 is equal to what? X plus 51, which is equal to what? Minus 5. So solve this side separate, solve this side separate. So 5 plus 5 is equal to what? X plus 51, comma, x plus 51 is equal to 5. So what do? Move this one to this side. 5 minus 51 is equal to x, comma, x is equal to what? 5. Sorry, minus. The other side should be minus. Minus 5. So minus 5 minus 51. So this and this will give me so I'm having 51 minus 5. So I'm having 46. So minus 46 is equal to x, comma. So here I'm having that x here is equal to what? Minus 56. Minus 56. So x is equal to what? Minus 46 or minus 56. Okay? So that is just that. That is just that. Okay? So C question. So the C question said the absolute value of 2 in bracket of x plus 11 minus 2 over 5 is equal to 14. Work inside there first. So I'm having the absolute value of 2x plus 22. This time this 2x, this time this 22. Then you have the minus 2 over 5. Okay? Like this is equal to what? 14. So if you look at this place that this one can be over 1 over 1. So their LCM is what? 5. 5 divided by this one, 1 times this, 10x plus 5 divided by this, 1, 5. 5 times 22. 5 times 22. So I'm having 110. Okay? Minus 5 divided by 5, 1. 1 times 2, 2. So it's equal to what? 14. Now, if you do here, this minus this will give you 108. So I have the absolute value of 10 minus 108 all over 2. Okay? 108, sorry, 10x. Okay? Is equal to what? 14. So the same thing is applicable. Put the minus the other side to remove absolute value. Okay? So I'm having what? Minus 14 minus this 14 minus 14 is equal to what? 10 minus 108. 10x minus 108 divided by 2 is equal to 14. You saw the way it is now. Just put the minus the other side. Now, what you do to the left hand side, do to the right hand side. Just carry this one and carry this one. So I'm having minus 14 is equal to 10x minus 108 all over 2. Or 10x minus 108 over 2 is equal to 14. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to have this times 1. 10x minus 108 is equal to what? This time this minus 28, comma. The same thing, cross multiply again. 10x minus 108 is equal to what? This time this 28. So I'm going to collect like terms. This one will move here. So 10x is equal to what? Minus 28 plus 108, comma. 10x is equal to what? 28 plus 108. So what do you have? 10x is equal to minus 28. So 80. So I'm having 80 here, comma. So 10x is equal to, here will give you plus 28. So 136. So therefore my x is now what? 80 divided by 10. And x is equal to what? 136 divided by 10. So therefore x is equal to what? 8 or 136.6. So as simple as that. So the next one, question number, we're done with question number 5. Let's go to question number 6. Question number 6. Question number 6 says, okay, sorry, we are not done with question number 5. We have the D. The D part said 3 over 23, absolute value of 44 minus 7x absolute value of 50. Okay, so now in mathematics, if you are down and you want to cross the equality sign, if you are dividing and you want to cross the equality sign, you will multiply. If you are multiplying, if you are up, means you will come down. If you are down, you will go up. So I want this person to stay alone. 44 minus what? 7x is equal to what? 50. This one is down, he will go up. This one is up, he will come down. Okay, so what do I have now? I'm having absolute value of 44 minus 7x is equal to 50 times 23. So I'm having 1150 divided by 3. So to remove absolute value, I'm going to have minus 1150 over 3 is equal to what? 44 minus 7x is equal to what? 1150 over 3. Just carry the negative and put the other side. So solve this side separate, solve this side separate. So I'm having minus 1150 over 3 is equal to what? 44 minus 7x, comma. Then 44 minus 7x is equal to what? 1150 over 3. So what do we have now? Collect like terms. So if we collect like terms, we are going to have that let the 7x come here and this one will go here. So I'm going to have that 7x is equal to what? 44. This one is minus, cross it to become plus. Plus 1150 over 3. Or the same thing is going to happen here. This one will go here, this one come here. So I'm having 44 minus 1150 over 3 is equal to what? 7x. So solve here by LCM. So I have that 7x is equal to what? 44 times 3. So I'm having 44 times 3. So I'm having 132 plus 1150, or the same thing here, 132 minus 1150 is equal to 7x. So this can be over 1. Let us cross multiply. This time this is what? 21x is equal to what? Let me add. Plus 1150. So I'm having 1282. So x is now what? 1282 divided by 21. So or this one will give you the same thing here. 21. This time this 21x is equal to 1150 minus 132. So I'm having 1018. So therefore x is what? 1018 divided by 21. So x will give you 1018 divided by 21. So I'm having 4 point something. So this can be the answer. So x is equal to what? 1282 divided by 21, or 1018 divided by 21. So that is that for D. So let's go to the next one. So for the next one, so for E said absolute value of x over 14 in bracket of x minus 31. X minus 31 absolute value is equal to 16. Okay. So let me have that what? Let me have that 16 minus 16 is equal to what? X over 14 into x minus 31 is equal to 16. So let me solve this side, So I'm having minus 16 is equal to x into x minus 31. Everybody over 14 is the same thing, because this time this is this 2 divided by 14 is the same thing. Or by saying x in bracket of x minus 31 all over 14 is equal to 16. So cross multiply to have this times 1 will give you x into x minus 31, okay, is equal to this time this. So I'm having 16 times 14. So I'm having 224 minus 224, or the same thing here, x into x minus 31 is equal to what? 224. So if you clear the bracket, you're going to have this time this x squared, this time this minus 31x. This one will come here to have minus 224 is equal to 0, or the same thing, this time this x squared, this time this minus 31x is this one coming here minus 224 is equal to 0. So this one is minus, coming here should be plus, sorry, coming here should be plus. Okay, so you are going to solve this by quadratic equation. Okay, you're going to solve it by quadratic equation, and I don't think if it's factorizable. So let us solve it by almighty formula. So solve this one by almighty formula, solve this one by almighty formula, and get your answer. So if you don't know how to solve by almighty formula, you can go to my video on what is it called? My video on quadratic equation, and then you do that. So let me go to the next question. Okay, they said question number 6. Question number 6. So question number 6 said that if you have factorize the expression 3x minus in bracket of 9x plus 15y plus 25y. Okay, so let us factorize this. Now I'm having this and this will give you 3x minus time this minus 9x minus time this minus 15y plus what? Plus what? 25y. Okay, so if you look at this and this is giving me minus 6x. This and this is giving me minus plus 10y. Okay, minus 6x plus 10y. But if you look at this, they have 2 in common. So I can have that bringing 2 outside. I'm going to have that 2 divided by this people is minus 3x. 2 divided by this people is giving me 5y. So that is that. Okay, the next one, this is for A. Then for B said 50 plus 4x minus 16 is equal to minus 16 is equal to 13x. Okay, so just collect like terms. Okay, that thing is not equal to, that thing is in bracket of 16 minus 13x is not equal to, because it's factorized, it's not solved, so you cannot have equality sign there. So this is 50 plus 4x minus 16 minus 13x. So let us clear bracket. This is 50 plus 4x. This and this will give you minus 16, then plus 13x. Okay, so this and this is giving me, so I'm having 50 minus 16, so I'm having 34. This and this will give me 17 plus what? 17x. So if you look at this, they have 17 in common. So in fact, this is still the same as saying 17x plus 34. So if I bring out the 17 they have in common, I'm going to have x plus, I think, 2. So because this time this will give me this time this will give me this. So this is the factorization. So number C said x squared y minus 2xy plus xy squared. Okay, so we want to factorize these two things. And how do we factorize these two things? Okay. Now, all of them have x and y in common. So if I bring out x and y that they have in common, these two divided by this is remaining 1x here. This one divided by this is remaining just 2 here. This one divided by this is remaining just what? Y here. Okay, so this is what? Xy in bracket of x plus y minus 2. So this is the factorization. Number D. Number D said x squared y squared plus x minus 11y plus 121 xy. Okay, now these two, they have something in common. They have x in common. They have x in common. So this one divided by this, I'm having xy here plus 1 is remaining here. Okay, then these two now, let me bring out minus 11 that they have in common, 11y that they have in common. So this divided by this is remaining 1 is remaining here, minus so this divided by this will give me 11x 11x. So sorry, okay, no, that's not what I want to do. Look at what I want to do. Now there is xy here, there is xy here. Let me bring them together and know what will happen. This is x squared y squared plus 121 xy, okay, then plus x plus 11y. So let us do that. They have x and y in common. X and y is in common. When this divide by this, I'm having x and y together here. When this divide by this, I'm having 121. Then plus x plus 11y. Okay, so I think that's just what you can do. I don't think you can do any other thing there, or that you do it the other way I did it. They are all the same result. If you don't want to do it this way, let me do it the other way. They are all the same answer. They are all factorization. They are all factorization. These two, what they have in common is x, not x and y. So if I bring x here, what is remaining here is what? Xy squared plus 1. These two now, what they have in common is minus 11y. So what is remaining here is 1 plus what is remaining here is 11x. So this one is equally the answer. Okay, so that is that. So number E said 11x minus 22y plus 5x minus 23y plus 30. Okay, so let us do that. Before that, let us clear and then add everybody, then we know what we can do. So I have 11x minus 22y plus 5x minus 23y plus 30. So 11x plus 5x will give me 16x. Okay, so minus 22 minus 23 will give me minus 45y, then plus 30. Okay, do they have anything in common? They don't have anything in common. So that is just that. So let's go to the next one. Number 8. Okay, number 8 is simultaneous equation, and you can watch my video on simultaneous equation and solve that. So number 8 says x is equal to 2y plus 5 and 3x minus y is equal to 8. Okay, that is for number 8. Okay. So let us solve this solution. I'm having x, this one can come here to be minus 2y is equal to 5. And this one is 3x minus y is equal to 8. Let me use elimination method. Since they didn't tell us a particular method to use, the easiest method you can use is elimination. But if they told you the method to use, please use that method. Okay? So they say, okay, using elimination method is even written there. Using elimination method. How do you eliminate? You need to make the coefficient to be the same thing. By this is equation 1, equation 2. Multiply equation 1 by the coefficient here. This is 3. So multiply this people by 3. Nothing is here, so the coefficient is 1. Multiply these people by 1. So 3 times this, 3x. 3 times this, 6y. 3 times this, 15. 1 times everything is the same thing. So then you subtract. This minus this gone. Don't forget that the minus affects everybody down. So minus minus is plus. So minus 6 plus 1 will give you minus 5y is equal to 15 minus 8 will give you, I think, 7. So it's giving me 7. Okay? So what do we have now? Are you sure there is no mistake anyway? Okay? There is no mistake. So this time this is 6y, 3 times 5, 15. This and this is gone. Minus this plus this is minus 5y. So therefore, my y is now what? 7 divided by minus 5. So which is what? Minus 7 over 5. Minus 7 over 5. Now, you can carry this one and substitute in any of this equation. So to get my x, so I can substitute it in equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Let me call this equation 1, though. The one they gave me equation 2. So this one I did should be equation 3. So let me substitute in equation 1. Substitute. Equation 1 said that x is equal to what? 2y plus 5. So x is equal to what? 2 bracket. My y is minus 7 over 5. Is equal to what? Sorry, plus 5. So my x is equal to this time this. Minus 14 over 5 plus 5 over 1. So my s is what? LCM is 5 minus 14 plus 25. So my x is equal to what? Minus 14 plus 25. So minus 11 over 5. Okay? So therefore, my x is equal to minus 11 over 5 and y is equal to minus 7 over 5. So that is that. Okay? Okay? So that is that. Now let us try I want to try eliminating this. We are done here, but I want to check if it's really. I want to try eliminating y first. Minus 2y is equal to 5 and 3x minus y is equal to 8. So to eliminate y, multiply these people by 2 and multiply these people by 1 so that they will be the same thing. 1 times everything is the same thing. 2 times is 6x, 2 times is minus 2y, 2 times is 16. So I'm having minus 5x is equal to minus 11. How did I have minus 6? So this one is just plus, not minus. Okay, so 11 over 5. Okay, x is 11 over 5. Okay, it's correct. So this is just the answer. I just want to conclude. Okay, so this is just the solving. This is just the solving. So let me go to the next one. So the next one, number B, 8b, which is the last one, said that x plus y is minus 2 and 2x plus 7y is 6. This is equation 1, equation 2. For you to eliminate, they must be the same thing. This is 2. Multiply these people by 2. This one is 1. Multiply these people by 1. 2 times everything. 2x plus 2y is equal to minus 4. Okay? And 1 times everything is the same thing. 2x plus 7x is equal to 6. So if I subtract this minus this is gone. Don't forget that minus affects the people down. What am I having here? This is y, not x. Minus affect the people down. So this is 2 minus 7. which will give you minus 5y is equal to minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10. So y is now what? Minus 10 divided by minus 5, which is 2. Okay, so since I've gotten 2, substitute it in equation 1. Substitute y to be 2 in equation 1. And equation 1 said that x plus y is equal to minus 2. So anywhere I see y, I'll put 2 there. So therefore, x plus 2 is equal to minus 2. So x is now what? Minus 2 minus 2. X is equal to what? Minus 4. So therefore, x is equal to minus 4 and y is equal to 2. So thank you very much for watching. Please share it to anyone that needs the video. God bless you.